Well, for me, I think first of all, it means that, in order to stand out, brand yourself, and lead effectively, you have to know really well who you are and what you stand for. So, my talk was a little bit about that, about knowing who you are and taking some action in that direction. But then some other very practical suggestions by some of the other presenters around what you can do, then to take that next step to stand out, to do something different, how to use all of the tools at your disposal effectively. The social media, for example, how to use them effectively. But even still, a lot of the speakers also talked about, yourself and knowing who you are and what you stand for in order to be able to lead effectively. I think it's core. Well, I'm still an introvert, so there's nothing you can really do about that. But what I have done is I've, faced some of my fears, because as an introvert, there are certain things you're uncomfortable with. You're uncomfortable going out and necessarily being in crowds of people and, having conversations with many different people. You're more comfortable, being alone and spending time inside of yourself than necessarily outside. So you need to push yourself and put yourself in those positions. The only way to build any skill or strengthen any muscle is by working it out. So you have to really face your fears, challenge yourself, and put yourself in those situations. Very powerful quote, and again, what that quote does is it changes your focus. It changes your focus from outside to inside. It's not something you pursue. If you're pursuing success, you're looking for it. But the reality is you already have it. It's something you attract. So the way you attract it is by becoming an attractive person. You need to work on yourself, your skills, your network, work on, your unique experiences, all of the things that can make you more attractive and grow your network, give you an opportunity to have those conversations with people. One of the challenges with introverts is that we find it difficult to necessarily start up a conversation and have a conversation. But if you have an attractive set of experiences, an attractive set of interests, an attractive knowledge base that you can pull on, you can have a conversation with anyone, anytime, because you have that. So it's about developing yourself, and you will attract success. I think it's natural for us to have anxiety and fear on doing things because we are afraid of the outcomes or the potential outcomes. Usually we find that those fears were unfounded because they don't materialize, they don't come about, but they still stop us and they prevent us. So yeah, I think it's very, very important that you challenge your fears, you face your fears. When the other speaker, when Taboho was talking about standing out, being outstanding, yes, if you're outstanding, you risk being chopped down, you risk being targeted, you risk all kinds of things. But it's better to risk than not to have done it all. It's better to risk and feel the pain of failure, because that'll lead you to success, than never to have tried to live it all. Every person, everybody, men and women, we all have challenges that we face, personal challenges, confidence challenges, fears that we have to overcome. Women have it more difficult in a lot of respects because they're forced into certain roles, they're forced into certain expectations to meet those expectations. They also have a history that they're having to overcome, and this history is an inequality history, not being equal to men. So not only do they have their own personal challenges just like men do, but they also now have this historical challenge to overcome, where they've been positioned and where they've been placed. And it is a challenge. They need to definitely, carry on. They need the support, so it's good to see women supporting women, but they also need men to support women. They need men to understand this, this situation and this history. And, while, It's not about giving handouts and creating a whole new level of dependency mentality, but it is about creating opportunities so they can see themselves and sit at the same table. You know, just like the Baho was saying, they have to be able to sit at the same table. And I think it's very important.